That's what we're gonna do. That's not funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. 60% of the time, it works. Every time. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. Be careful, man. There's a beverage here. I'm ready to
I love that we just stare at the phone.
Was it good? We saw it?
All right, hey guys, welcome into Whiskey Cinema.
You're welcome.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'm your host, Brandon Rich, sitting next to me. Still can't get rid of him.
Come on.
No matter how much I drink,
Why?
Dano Holsworth.
Well,
If you're watching, you've probably already seen this part. That's because we're starting over. We had our first strike. We're up to bat again. We're ready to hit that home run. We're about to hit this out of the park.
we watched a couple dingers go past us. We want to hit a wounded quail, as they say, in Bull Durham. If it lands, it's a fly ball they can't catch. Anyways, welcome to Whiskey Cinema. I'm your host, Dano Holsworth. With me, as always, is Brandon Rich. Today, we're talking everything baseball. Why not be on my team? Why not be this?
And then you
Why hope to get traded? Why not just bring this team
If
to
I
get
could
yourself
get traded,
a
I
ring?
would probably get traded to a better team.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd be playing for the Oakland A's, and then I would get traded to go sign with the Red Sox, and then 2 years later, I'm breaking curses.
You don't want to break a record for the longest winning streak of 20 games in a row?
That's great. Whatever.
Never going to be broken?
What happened though?
We'll talk about that. This episode, we're talking about everything baseball. We had a little technical difficulties before that. Like he said, we had a strike. We're waiting for our pitch. Now we're going to knock it out of the park. Talking everything we love about baseball films. There's so much things about baseball. They talk about in a lot of films how romantic baseball is. And after watching all these movies, it's hard to deny it.
I'll deny it.
Why?
It's not. All right.
So in improv, it's yes and. Yes and.
No. Today we're drinking beer. What's more baseball appropriate than some goddamn beer?
Drink a beer out of an ice bucket here.
Yes.
Tailgating on this podcast. If you guys want to drink with us, get a cold one. Get
I
ready,
don't care
settle
what you
in.
drink. Just drink with us. It's always better to watch us drunk. We're definitely more funny drunk.
Yeah, most things are.
You know, that's fair. I can't argue points, and that's a good point.
There's like 15 major leagues, so.
Yeah, that's a bad point.
All right, let's get into it. Let me hit with ask you some of your favorite baseball movies. There's a lot of great ones. There's a couple bad ones. What's one that you would consider an underrated baseball movie?
An underrated Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch. Jimmy Fallon,
Fever
Drew
Pitch.
Barrymore.
Yes.
About the Red Sox.
About the Red Sox 2004 season where they break the Bambino curse, but it centers on a romance that blossoms. It's a rom-com.
Sure.
But it's got sports. It's about a guy who is a Boston Red Sox lunatic. He
Die
is
hard.
a fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Loves them. Spring training every year. All this jazz. He buys or gets the season tickets.
Sure.
And then him and his buddies they sell them to each other. They have bids, dance-offs. They desperate to go see the Yankees and the Red Sox. He meets a lady who is very focused on her career but willing to date. And it seems like a perfect relationship till baseball season starts. And then, obviously he cares more about baseball.
It's hard for some of these guys, these diehards. Down in Boston, you sit near the same people every game. You're friends with everybody around you because the seats never change. It's just one of those things where it's like you're like, oh, hey, by the way, we're in a great relationship, but I am a ventriloquist and I have a puppet group I go to every Thursday. And they're like, really? And you're like, yeah, you're going to come and see it. And they're like, okay, I guess we will.
Yeah. I like the movie. It's funny. It's not the greatest movie ever. It's not the greatest baseball movie ever.
I like it.
But it is funny. I do really enjoy it. There's funny jokes. The Farley brothers direct it.
They're fantastic.
There's something about Mary.
They do all the road trip movies that you can think of. Anytime someone's driving far, I think Fargo. No, that's Cohen. So the Farley brothers.
Something about Mary.
Nope. Road trip movies are Cohen brothers. You're right. It's Farley brothers.
Yeah.
You need to drink your shot. You're getting too judgy.
No, I'm just wondering why you have a podcast based on movies. You know the dictionary.
I corrected myself. Come on.
That would be probably an underrated one for me. I'm a sappy guy though.
I like that movie a lot too. While they were filming it, is when the curse of the Bambino was broken and the Red Sox won the World Series. They chose the Red Sox because they're devoted fans. They had not had a win since 1919. And they won the World Series while they were filming that movie. So just like lightning in a bottle, got super lucky, filming a movie about diehard fans loving the Red Sox, and then they won the World Series. Awesome. Very lucky. Very cool. That's a good movie. I like it too.
You got an underrated movie?
Underrated movie for me? Oh, gosh. I would say the old-timey, I think it's 1972, Bad News Bears.
All right, I've seen it. It's all right.
Walter Matthau plays essentially they did a remake with Billy Bob Thornton.
It's Bad Santa, but with baseball.
With baseball, multiple kids. He's
I like it.
He's not a good guy at all.
Nope.
I think what does he do? Like pesticides? He's like what do you call that guy?
I don't know.
Exterminator. He goes out, kills bugs and rats and stuff, and they offer him to do this for more money, which my basketball coach in middle school told me that's why he took the job. I had a Billy Bob Thornton in my life when I was in middle school. I go, what are you doing? He's like, money. Turn and laugh, and I go, okay. But so I like the old one better. The new one's pretty close to the original, though. It stays true to the original. Jackie Earl Haley, who plays Rorschach in The Watchmen, plays the badass bike riding bad guy. You know what I mean? Like the tough kid. He plays that kid in the old version. I love Walter Matthau. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Gone Fishing, The Odd Couple, Grumpy Old Men. Yeah,
I love that one.
Awesome. The old version is fantastic. The new version is not bad, but it's a little forced. But I still liked it. I thought they were both good.
I did love both of them, but I did like the new one maybe a little more. But that's just more my humor. Plus, I watched it as a fucking kid.
Sure.
The kids yelling at each other for eating bacon, even though he's on the Atkins, was hilarious to me. So
it's hot dogs, dipshit. I can eat as many as I want.
It's in a bag of bacon. It's called the Atkins diet.
I like the kid that always challenges the fat kid. He's like, shut up, lard. And the fat kid just beats the crap out of him every time. And every day he still challenges him. That movie's fun. I like that. Bad News Bears to me, I would watch the old version, get in the right mood, get silly fun. Especially for its time. Bad Santa would not have worked 30 years ago. But this movie did. It crushed.
Well, 30 years ago, all their movies were racist. So. I mean, that's right. He wasn't Dennis the Menace.
That's right. I forgot about Dennis the Menace.
I like that movie. I want to talk. There's so many great baseball movies. I mean, you said it last time we were live.
Yeah, this is retail. You guys are getting twice the episode for half the free.
There is probably more baseball movies, classic baseball movies, than there is any other sports movie.
I love baseball movies. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna start with one considered probably the greatest baseball movie of all time. I'm gonna start there.
Let's get it.
That's where I want to
I'm
start.
with you. Basketball. So starring Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They have two play. Oh, none of that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The movie still sucks. You heard me.
I love that movie.
All right, it doesn't suck, but comparatively speaking,
Woo!
Bull Durham.
All right. We're getting to the best.
I told you. I just said.
I love Bull Durham. I know you're on this way. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Bull
Considered
Durham.
the greatest baseball movie of all time. What do you think I was going with?
I mean, I assumed basketball.
Yeah, you assumed wrong.
I was assuming
I would
Chicken
have
Little.
picked Fever Pitch first. Chicken Little.
He plays some baseball as a
I
chicken.
get it.
He's small.
Trust me, I
His
get
strike
it.
zone's minuscule.
He's got no strike zone, so he shouldn't swing. Sandlot reference.
Don't
Not
swing.
Sandlot, something else reference. Everyone's hero. I'm going to start at Bull Durham because
I
it's
love
considered the greatest baseball movie of all time.
Sure.
It is.
I want to put this
Yeah,
out there
it
as a
is.
thing too. Every time
Put
we
it out
do
there.
one of these episodes, there's weird things that you notice, right? We do
Okay.
horror movies. I realize people trip. People know that. But if we do action movies, I notice like the No One Looks Explosions. There's weird little motifs. In baseball movies, the coolest person is always a catcher.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is. I would say catchers more than pitchers even.
The coolest person is the catcher in this.
Crash is not the coolest person. Kevin Costner's not the coolest.
The
Tim
coolest
Robbins
person
is.
is the guy getting paid $1 million. He's got the Lambo.
Nuke. Tim Robbins.
Meat.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon is really the coolest person.
I love this movie. Susan Sarandon plays a person that treats baseball like a religion. She says, "Oh my," the whole time.
She does the Church of Baseball.
I've been hurt and scorned by all religions except baseball. Never lets me down.
It's funny because if you're a Red Sox fan, you've been hurt. You've been hurt.
Hey, man, when I was a kid, I was an A's fan. It was hard. Still not good.
I mean, no.
As I'm wearing a Giants hat.
No one can tell you're wearing a Giants hat, dipshit.
You're so aggressive today. What happened?
Nothing happened. It's me.
You're so aggressive.
And you were never an A's fan. Do you even know what baseball is?
I have an A's jersey.
Yeah?
Baseball's my favorite team. I mean, beers is clearly. I'm drinking beers. I'm wearing a beers jersey.
Dude, I can't argue that. Angels in the outfield, I love it.
Bull Durham, I love. There's so many great quotes in it. You never fuck with a winning streak. You never, or the perfect streak. Wounded quails, meat. You got a $1 million arm and a 5-cent head. I mean,
I did like that.
There's so many great lines in this. They bring in Crash, an aging player, to coach.
To babysit.
To coach a up-and-coming talent, but he's not smart. Like, they're like, dude, teach him to be a ball player. He's throwing heaters 90 miles per hour, but he's
hitting the mascot 15 feet away.
Yeah, he's so wild. You don't know if you can trust this guy. It's so crazy. I love it. It's my favorite baseball movie. I think it's the best ever. It shows baseball players playing baseball on the field. Guy has curses with Santeria. He wants to kill a chicken to make sure that his glove's not cursed from his girlfriend.
Chicken bones on
it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's so much fun. I think that's my favorite baseball movie. Any movie that shows them on the road and dealing with that kind of shit that's going on, it's a real baseball movie, man.
There's a line in the movie. Kevin Costner goes up to Tim Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Strikeouts are boring, and besides, they're fascist."
Yeah.
He wanted him to stop throwing that fastball. He wanted him to throw something else. He wanted, I'm gonna bring the heat. I'm gonna bring the gas. I'm gonna bring the gas. But I laughed so goddamn hard at that line because strikeouts aren't boring. They're not, guys.
Defense
I've watched
part of
pitcher
it.
battles. They're fun for me.
Sure.
I'm not a baseball nerd, but I do win my baseball leagues.
He's in fantasy leagues. This guy has a good record. He's got a. You don't fuck with a winning streak.
I have a 100% record right now.
God damn, that's pretty good.
I don't lose. I've been doing it for a year.
I'm more like the A's. I lose most of the time.
You start winning, and then when it counts, you're like, ah.
How many injuries? Like 4? on the same team? Fuck. Bull Durham's my favorite. I wrote an article, 5 best baseball movies of all time. Bull Durham is my number 1 for the simple reason that it encompasses baseball. This guy's a baseball player. He travels around to different teams. He gets cut. They do the conversation with him.
He's just a AAA player. He can't make it to the show.
The show.
For 21 days.
It's the best 21 days of my life.
What a loser.
It's my favorite, though. I love that movie so much.
I'm going to jump into your A's.
Okay, let's get it, man.
I'm going to get Moneyball.
Moneyball. You got Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill. You got Philip Seymour Hoffman. You got Chris Pratt. Robin Wright. I forgot Robin Wright. What's that?
My shit, bro. It's my favorite baseball movie.
Ooh.
I do like it more than Bull Durham. That's me. If you say Bull Durham's the greatest baseball movie of all time, you're not getting any disagreements here.
Okay.
I enjoyed Moneyball more, but I remember watching baseball. I remember watching the A's, doing all that shit. So
I'm gonna do cheers right now. So I'm gonna have a shot. You guys want to do cheers with me to a streak that I don't know if will ever be broken. The 20-game win streak that they talk about. I did not realize Moneyball was the same season they did that.
Nope.
And when I watched it, I was like, they're like, the streak. I think they do like subtitles. And I was like, what streak? And they start talking about it. It's like, could we break the record? I was like, holy shit, that was this season?
It was a good season.
Awesome. So
Chris
amazing.
Pratt really helped him out.
With that dinger?
That dinger.
Woo, boy.
He was just there for on-base percentage.
He cleared those fences.
Boom, home run. Call him Barry Bonds. He's roided up.
Hey, Chris Pratt, whatever he does, somehow is amazing.
Absolutely. The dude can't miss. Everything he does is a home run.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Yeah,
I can't think of it.
You gotta finish that.
You are aggressive
not
towards me
know
tonight.
how
What did
to
I
give
do?
it a
What did you
shot?
catch out? What happened?
What do you do? You still show up. They protested against it.
You changed the locks again on accident.
You moved.
Chris Pratt plays a very small part in this movie for Moneyball, but he does it very well. Brad Pitt holds his own as a guy that's trying something different because baseball is the only thing like this. The currency they have is so much smaller. I think it's like a 5th or a 6th as much as the Yankees, which is
they
true.
lose their top 3 players. They can't re-sign them. The owner's like, I can't give you any more money. I ain't rich.
They lost Giambi. Which, if you don't even know baseball, you've heard the name.
Maybe, but yeah, most likely.
I think his first name is Michel Giambi.
Michel Giambi. You. The boardroom there talking with his scouts and stuff, and you can tell he's not feeling it.
No.
He's trying to make trades happen, and Jonah Hill's there, and he's kind of talking in the other GM's ear and telling him, you can't trade that guy. He's good. So Brad Pitt buys him, pretty much. Buys his contract.
Yeah.
And he becomes his right-hand man.
As this guy is essentially doing statistics over what people are calling instincts, he himself, Billy Beane, was a player that when they went to go draft him, he had all upside. He's a natural talent. But when he got to the show, which they called the show in the movie, which I liked, he just couldn't produce. It happens. Nerves, whatever it is, he's really good at this, couldn't do it. So it was very different for him. So when he got there and someone was talking about statistics and going like, all the old guys, right? Scouts, been scouts for 30, 40 years. Were like, this guy's real good. His glove is magnetic. He's really strong. He's a great hitter. He always hits. He goes, he's a great hitter. Why doesn't he get on base? He's a great fielder. Why doesn't he get outs? All these kind of different things. He's like, you guys aren't looking at the numbers. You're looking at potential. So he hires Jonah Hill. Great role by Jonah Hill, by the way.
Oh, he's amazing. Philip Seymour Hoffman's the coach in this movie, too.
I want to say about Philip Seymour Hoffman, super underutilized for how great an actor is. He essentially played a grumpy guy. Still, he played the part very well, but, I mean, out of everyone in the movie, probably the best actor. He had, I think, probably 20 lines.
I mean...
And most of it's like this. You're killing this baseball team.
I love the part. Ultimate power move. Brad Pitt has Jonah Hill go tell someone he's traded. Oh, yeah. Brad Pitt says, I'm going to tell him that he's traded. He brings him into the coach's office after he's done saying, you can't start this guy. The whole movie, he's telling him you can't start him. I want you to play him. Riley goes, you can't start him. He's like, we're not having this conversation again.
Right.
He goes, I'm saying you can't start him because I traded him. Yeah. And then a guy knocks on the door. He's like, oh, come on in, sit down.
Yeah.
Listen, this isn't an easy part of my job, but you've been traded. And he goes, you can't start him either. And I laughed so goddamn hard.
That was
like,
pinup.
That's fucking power moves right there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking away all your other options besides listening to my strategy.
You will start my players now.
No, that was great. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman, like I said, great actor, has smaller parts. By the way, if you see comments, go ahead and comment on them. I'm going to let you in charge of comments today on account of we're doing something different. My eyeballs ain't as good as my sharpshooter over here.
Yeah, obviously.
But I liked it when he decided, like, dude, if you're not getting my strategy, you're going to have to do my strategy because I'm taking away all your other options. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, he waits like a beat, maybe 2 beats, and he just like goes, you're ruining the team. He just tells him that. He goes like, yeah, I understand. He just leaves. He goes, you're going to have to do my way. Put Chris Pratt on first, like I've been telling you. And he does, and that's when the team gets their rhythm. They tell him, hey, man, don't bunt. Don't steal. Like, you paid me to steal. I steal bases. He goes, no, I paid you to get on base, and they get to second. If you get tagged out, that hurts us. So they went just statistics, did it, and that's like the 20-run streak. But at the end of Moneyball, what happens?
Yeah, nothing. They don't win. They lose. They're a bunch of losers.
Somebody figures it out. They go, these guys are really good ball players at what they're doing, but since they're not activating these other weaknesses we're worried about, we can play differently. And they kind of like a chink in the armor. They figured out a weakness, and they whooped them. But the movie's really good.
The movie's amazing.
Love
and
it.
When Brad Pitt does call other managers to make trades, and he hangs up on one, he goes, he'll call back. That is an awesome thing, too.
I like when he's like, why is he calling back? It's like 40 seconds later.
Right?
He's like, damn, was he calling back? He's like, Schroeder line 3? He's like, yes. He's like, sounds good, great. And then Jonah Hill does it. He's like, oh, yeah, about Tomlinson? Yeah, cool. I think, all right. Oh, please? He's like, did he say please, or did you say please? Please was from me, not from Brad Pitt. Sorry, not from Billy Beane.
Billy Beane.
Sorry, not from Mr. Beane. It was from me. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah. And then Billy Beane looks at him. He's like, all right.
Yeah, the end. In real life and at the end of the movie, you see him talking to a Boston Red Sox manager or owner.
Yes, an owner.
He offers him a buttload of money off the top of my head. I can't remember how much it is.
$12.5 million.
He would have become the highest paid general manager, not only in baseball, but in all of sports ever.
Yeah.
He refused. He declined it. So he could stay closer to his daughter, his family.
And the A's. He started off with the A's, or he ended his career with the A's.
Playing baseball.
And the Red Sox just saw it. They saw it. And I didn't know Billy Beane's status after what happened with the Oakland A's. So when he got an offer from the Red Sox, and I was like, okay, so what year is that? Let's see, 2008. And I was like, oh, he's right before the Red Sox broke the curse.
So 2 years later, the Red Sox win using these same analytics and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
That Billy Beane and Jonah Hill's character, I can't remember his name, came up with.
It's Stigman.
I mean, the owner says he's going to use it. The owner says, we're going to use it. We would like to have the mastermind behind it. But, I mean, either way, if you're not here, we're using it.
I loved it.
They
Yeah.
did it perfectly. With the A's players.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you're doing this with a quarter of the budget. Imagine what you could do if you had the resources and you still use that same model.
Imagine what you could do with Yankee money.
So if you
Red
have,
Sox money.
imagine if you took, like, this guy's a great player, but you never thought if he's a team player. And I love in Moneyball that they talk about how good looking they are. Great jawline.
Yeah.
They do it a lot.
He looks like a superstar. That's what they care
It's
about.
business. It's business, man.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Superstars, a lot of people they consider superstars. Mike Trout, handsome guy. Even Christian Yelich. If you guys are baseball fans, these are like two of the best players in baseball right now.
I'm just saying.
They ain't ugly. Ronald Acuna Jr.
Remember your other
just
co-host
drafted him.
you had for this podcast? You had to decide who was prettiest, and you came to me, and you were like, remember what you said?
I like the ugliest person, yeah. To make me look more aesthetically pleasing.
That's not what the memo said.
Yeah, I had to get you the sign, didn't I?
I don't know. Do we bring up the Curse of Bambino in this edition of the podcast?
Yeah, I think we did. If not, Fever Pitch broke it. Yeah, we did because I fucking.
We must have. They traded him for a play. Okay, 1919. But amazing with the A's is
turned down the Red Sox offer. I said that.
they took his model, made it. He had an option to go to a team that would have got him a win. Didn't do it because he loves the A's. He's loyal and he wanted to stay with his family. And at the end, the only part that bummed me out of the movie is at the end she goes, "Dad, you're such a loser. Dad, you're such a loser." Remember when she's singing her song?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, and I was just like, end on a happier note than your dad's a loser. I mean, come
It is
on.
a happy note. She's a daughter in her teens, that's kind of poking fun at her dad.
But he just lost. Take it easy.
And she didn't mean you're a loser, but she just meant you're a loser in general, making me do a mixtape for you of me singing.
I'm just saying, if our podcast gets canceled, never will, and I have
We're on 1,000 episodes, I think, right now.
1,000.
1,000.
Hey, cheers to 1,000 episodes.
Cheers to 1,000.
And also, don't double check that, or the curse of the Billy Goat will get you.
But you can go on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and look. It's probably easier if you subscribe and leave 5-star reviews.
You'll get all the answers. And plus, it'll help our podcast. We're starting to do this. I'm also talking about merchandise, maybe. I love our logo so much that I'm thinking about putting on shirts, hats, tattoos, whatever you want to do.
It will be a tattoo when we reach 100.
I love Moneyball. Do you want to get into... I want to talk about the things that remind you of baseball. For me, being a kid and playing baseball.
Sleeping.
No. You know what? Different paths. We're thinking. Different path. We're not connected yet. We'll get there by the end of the episode. Sandlot. I love the movie Sandlot. I've talked to a couple people. They say that's their number one baseball movie because we all remember being kids playing baseball. Us with dads. Loved baseball.
I did play baseball, but
You're a big guy. Were you more of a football or baseball guy?
football. Still am.
You don't play baseball. Or I'm sorry, you don't play football.
I played football a lot longer than I did in high school. And I played flag football recently.
Did you? What did you do?
You know what? I did amazing.
I
caught the game-winning field goal kick.
He knows a lot about football.
I did all right.
I loved baseball as a kid. Baseball's amazing. It's one of those games where if you hit a double play, even if you're losing by 5 runs, you had a great day. Baseball changes with every batter. I think that's why baseball's amazing. And Sandlot shows that with Benny the Jet Rodriguez. You got the great Bambino. You got Small. You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me, Smalls. One of the s'more scene.
S'more what?
I don't know.
This is s'more what? I didn't give you anything. I can't give you s'more.
I do love that line. He doesn't know what s'mores are. I'm like, who doesn't know what s'mores are? And he's just like, you want a s'more? S'more what? I can't have more if you haven't given me anything. And then he teaches him how to make the perfect s'more.
Oh, man, so much. The movie's so much fun. Still watching it now. Squints.
They just did a reunion. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they start the reunion, is making the perfect s'more.
Yeah.
And they all chime in. I don't know about all of them, but most of them.
I mean, essentially, if you guys like Sandlot
And Justin Turner from the Dodgers and his wife.
And you have not seen last Tuesday, because this podcast cares about its fans. Last Tuesday, they did a Sandlot reunion from everybody there. They do all the
Sandlot are
shows.
fans of us.
Oh, fans of us?
Yes.
What does that mean?
They like our show. They watch it.
Oh,
In
well,
fact,
great.
Someone from the Sandlot just commented.
What they
I
say?
agree completely.
Oh,
That's a great comment.
you guys should be canceled. Don't agree with that.
I agree.
I love Sandlot. I like that he grabs his dad's Babe Ruth baseball to try to fit in.
Hey, Baby Ruth. Someone named Ruth.
Some old woman hits it over the beast. They have like the Tinker toys they make to make a crane.
Yes.
They got a big English Mastiff that eats the ball. James Earl Jones, the neighbor, who is a national treasure.
That dude, seriously, when he talks, my attention is grasped.
Does
by
he bring
his
you Star
voice.
Wars or Lion King? Because he voices them both.
He probably brings more Lion King.
I mean, he's amazing.
You
You don't have a wrong
voice,
answer.
I do think Lion King
Love
more than
James
Darth
Earl.
Vader, because I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing Simba.
Simba. The clouds.
The dude got an amazing voice. Even in Field of Dreams, which we'll talk about, we'll touch up on it, but they both of those movies, he's in it. He starts talking,
Yeah.
I'm automatically, no matter, even if I'm full laundry, okay, I'm throwing that shirt down.
Love
I'm listening. That dude's voice is dreaming.
Plus, he plays the mean old neighbor to perfection. We've all known one nearby of what we did where you hit a ball over that fence. That ball's gone. We just knock on the door. Yeah, right.
Which they could have done the whole movie. That
Yeah.
movie's a lot shorter.
Why don't you just knock on the door? I love it. It's so funny. They're like, God, and they all beat him with their hats, I think, when they realized that they could have done that.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I love Sandlot. Sandlot, by the way, this podcast is based in Salt Lake City, Utah. They filmed the movie where they play baseball right
My
around the corner
backyard.
from us. Not his.
My backyard. That's why we're still close.
Oh, that's
I
why
mean,
you know them?
granted, I wasn't born yet when this movie. I think actually no, it came out. I
Sure.
was 3 years old when this
Yeah,
movie came out. It came out in '93.
Yeah, I was 14 years old. God, I look good
You're
for my age.
fucking old. You never looked good in your
Wise
life.
is the word.
Ugly. James Earl Jones in real life
Mm-hmm.
hates baseball. He's not a baseball guy.
Really?
He's been in baseball movies,
Man.
some iconic ones,
Maybe the most iconic ones.
and he doesn't like baseball.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, hear that? Is there anything sexier?
I mean, a home run hit. Cheers.
It's wrong.
Sandlot's one of my favorites. I love it so much. Watch that reunion on there. I would suggest watching Sandlot. That's what I did. Then watch Reunion, and you're just happy. You're seeing everybody that you grew up in your childhood. He beats the skin off the ball with that home run, and that's more amazing than a home run because who does that kind of thing? Him stealing bases, him being an announcer later, the whole movie, the great Bambino hit. That's his name as his wrestler. I mean, Babe Ruth gave him advice. Running from the Beast. The whole movie is
It's
fantastic.
the guy
I
who
love
played
Sandlot.
Babe Ruth, also in Field of Dreams, playing another iconic baseball player.
That guy's fantastic.
A dead baseball player.
Yeah.
Playing his ghost. Can't forget.
No.
Wendy Peppercorn?
Peppercorn.
Yes, those are F's on my paper. Well, I put that too. So I
With
would say
Squints, who
Peppercorn.
fakes drowning to
Yeah.
get the cute
I made
lifeguard.
my wife watch that scene. She walked in as that scene was about to happen. I was like, well, now you have to stay and watch. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the characters are so good. I don't even know if that scene would be okay now with this current climate of people. The
Probably
guys
not.
faking to make out with the
They're
girl.
already making TV shows go and take off episodes, so.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
But I like it. That movie has so many scenes you'll remember. And then I watched it, and then I was like, dude, I forgot that guy went on to be a professional wrestler. I forgot they said you hit like a girl, which is an iconic scene. I was waiting for You're Killing Me Smalls.
Well, Tom Hanks would agree because girls say good.
They certainly do. You want to get into that movie?
Oh, that's a tie-in, ladies and gents.
Love you so much.
A League of Their Own.
What's up?
I love that you seriously leaned over the desk. I can read it.
You don't have to blow up my spot.
Doesn't
You don't have to watch wrestling. Go. He has a razor blade, and
I
announce
absolutely do. He threw up the X sign.
it.
A League of Their Own. Tom Cruise, Gina Davis,
Yeah,
Madonna.
Tom Cruise was so good in this. I remember he did Mission Impossible, and then he decided to move out of Mission Impossible and do A League of Their Own. That was such a good
It was
movie.
great. Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Madonna.
Gina Davis, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Lori Petty, who is Tank Girl, Tom Hanks. Fuck you, Tom Cruise. You don't get to look at me.
I at least named a person. O'Donna? Fuck you.
O'Donna. I love A League of Their Own. Such a good movie.
And it teaches us the most valuable lesson about baseball.
What is that?
There is no crying in baseball.
During World War II, all the men leave. What does America do? This shows you how much people love baseball. Was there a women's football league? There absolutely was not. There was a women's baseball league, and they kept it going. Gina Davis crushes this as Dottie.
Really good. Even Madonna's really good.
Madonna's good as all the way May.
Rosie O'Donnell, she's the humor.
And she also thought like, I mean, her voice sounds like a trucker.
She is a trucker, that's fine.
I like the girl, and I can't remember the name of the actress, but she's kind of dumpy looking. But if she was a guy, she would have been signed to the Yankees because she was so good. She's a switch hitter.
Yep.
She was amazing hitting from right-handed, but she was a left-handed hitter, and she was even better left-handed. But she looked like a dumpster fire, as Don Lovitz would say. As the
And
scout.
that means she's not a superstar, as we learned in Moneyball.
Yeah. Where's your jawline? Awesome movie. Really like it. I like that Gina Davis and Lori Petty were just farmers. They didn't even want to go play baseball, but they could make triple the amount going to play baseball as on the farm. She still didn't want to, but he goes, if you go, your sister can go. So she decides to take him, go on the bus, and it's a road trip movie. They talk about it on the bus. Madonna teaches a girl that can't read how to read.
So the Coen brothers did this, right? They did it all.
Coen's brothers were all road trip movies. Factual.
Oh, it is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is great in this. Fantastic.
And like I said, even Gina Davis is really great too. But...
He plays a washed-up ball player named Jimmy Dugan, who is Dugan, who essentially, I mean, I'm sorry to him, but he got too drunk all the time. I mean, I don't know what that's like.
Too drunk? No such thing.
I know, right? You know what?
Cheers and a lot.
I quit drinking earlier, and then I opened a new beer.
I've heard that a lot. So good job of making up new jokes.
I love that you always have my back. Tom Hanks is great in this. Tom Hanks is great in most of the things he does, but he does play a coach that wants to be a great coach, but not to female baseball players. And he starts to warm up and he realizes how talented these people are. Gina Davis says Dottie is a great catcher because catchers are always the best characters in all baseball movies. I don't know why.
Tom Hanks is the best character in this movie.
More than Gina Davis?
Tom Hanks is the best character.
No, you just like Tom Hanks. Gina Davis is
I
amazing.
like Gina Davis. Madonna's better than Gina Davis.
Can Tom Hanks catch a fly ball while doing the splits? Because Gina Davis does this. And
Doesn't
she
matter.
smiles for a flash bulb photographer to save the league.
I just say Madonna's better than not Madonna's, but for her character.
All the way
so
in.
I like more.
I thought it was funny too when they had skirts. You're wearing skirts, girls. And you're wearing your hats up like this, which don't help at all.
Oh, is that how I'm supposed to wear my hat?
Yeah, up so they.
You know what?
And
It's
then
time for a hat change anyway.
Oh, well, there it is.
Now I'm back to
Are
a
you hosting the
Diamondbacks fan.
Emmys? I like that.
I went from an Arizona fan, Mariners fan. I'm back.
You're more of a knowledgeable baseball fanatic than I am.
Okay.
They had to go to beauty school. All the girls did, right?
Yeah, sure.
Is there any player that would have got kicked out of beauty school immediately? Great ball player, but if you try to get him to settle down, it wouldn't work. Is there like a party animal? Or is there like a guy that doesn't follow rules that it would never have worked for?
Yasiel Puig.
Why? What did he do?
He just seems like a partier. I know he's gotten a lot.
I know
of
he's.
trouble.
I'll say he's in the news recently.
Well, he just got signed.
I know Pablo Sandoval never gave a fuck either. He's like 300 pounds. Like, dude, if you lose 40 pounds, we'll pay you more. He's like, no dice.
It's actually Barry Bonds, because he's too busy doing roids.
He's hitting. He's hitting them dingers.
I love Barry Bonds. I'm also a Giants fan. I don't
Man.
have like a huge baseball team. I more follow players. Ken
Sure.
Griffey Jr. is my favorite player.
Great player.
Just so that's clear, I'm gonna diss Barry Bonds a little bit, but I fucking love me some Barry Bonds. And he should be in the Hall of Fame. Fuck off Hall of Fame.
League of Their Own has "There's no crying in baseball," which is a great line.
That is
I
a
love
very
that
iconic line.
line. All of it's so good. It's got the sisters fighting for who's best. A girl that really wants a dream, but her sister's better and doesn't even want it. Right? I mean, you want to compete with somebody? And she's like, well, why do you even want this? It's stupid. So it's not to me. And like, not only the best player on the team, you're the best player in the league.
Boom.
Harsh. Hard. She gets traded. Really good movie. Every time it's on, I watch it. Definitely worth a rewatch if you guys want to see it. She catches a fly ball behind her back just to entice the crowd. Tom Hanks calls it a circus, which it kind of is. You got to keep
A little bit.
the league funded until people are in the seats. Like us with cinema. That's why Brandon is so harsh. Say something nice about it.
You have a good podcast because
Thank
your
you,
host
man.
is really
Alright.
great.
You know what? That's a start.
Like
I'll take it.
amazing. Your co-host is always hitting home runs 400, 500 feet, breaking scoreboards with his balls
Okay.
while you're trying to bunt and getting thrown out at first.
Jesus. This is
And there ain't anybody on base, so everybody's like, "What? Why'd he bunt? Why'd he bunt?"
Who is your favorite baseball player?
It's
Barry
like
Bonds, King
Ken
Griffey?
Griffey Jr.
Okay.
I grew up watching him, the Mariners. I would go to Washington all the time as a kid in the
Sure.
summer. So I went to a lot of Mariners games. I watched Ken Griffey, A-Rod before he left and started dating models.
I mean, is it a bad life? I don't
It's
know.
not.
I mean, if you check out the list of girls he's been with, you're like, in Hall of Fame, maybe? I mean, I don't know. Could be.
Probably. I used to sit in their front yard. I would just throw the ball up and try to hit home runs and usually lose them in the bushes.
That's why I like Sandlot, because everybody pictures, or actually, you know, I'm going to jump in this other one. Because it ties in so perfectly. Every kid that plays baseball pictures being their favorite baseball player
I did.
when you're a kid playing baseball, which is Field of Dreams.
Oh, good. Good. We're here. We're here.
Kevin Costner's in this and essentially loves baseball, was a very good baseball player, but his dad pushed him too hard, which is what dads that do with kids with their sports.
What do you know?
Your dad will come back one day, man. Make a baseball diamond in a cornfield.
Why? So I can burn it when he's.
Oh, harsh.
And that was a James Earl Jones, Ray
James
Liotta.
Earl Jones,
You know
Ray
who I really
Liotta.
liked in this movie was Amy. I had to put her last name down. Madigan? I'm not sure if
Yes,
that's how you say
tough,
it.
Irish, strong woman.
She's from Gone Baby Gone.
Maybe the best wife in movies.
I really like her.
Yeah.
And I think she was my favorite character in this movie.
I love this movie. So, you don't love Field of Dreams? Oh, man, it's so
All right.
good.
Here we go.
All right, start it. and I'll
Bull
fix it.
Durham. Bull Durham is way better.
Okay.
Even in the Flickster or whatever, it's way better. Bull Durham got 97.
Okay. All
Field of
right.
Dreams got 87.
I'm not
Okay.
disagreeing yet. I'm shaking my head for other reasons. Upsetness.
Movie's not that good. It's a good movie. Okay, I'll say it's a good movie. Good movie. I've heard a lot of people say it's better than Bull Durham. You're wrong.
I think it's close.
Not close.
Oh,
In fact, of all the movies we talked about so
Sure.
far, and I'm including Fever Pitch, I'm not watching that first.
I
You
mean,
heard it.
Fever Pitch.
I don't even fucking
Jimmy
care.
Fallon does blackface. You're supporting that?
What did you do blackface?
I'm just kidding. It was on
That's
Saturday Night Live.
that's
He's trying to
Trump, you
apologize for it. No. He was trying to apologize for it. It's like, it's not for you to apologize. Writers made the skit. Producers signed off on it. Saturday Night Live
and you're
aired
trying
it.
to make money.
He's like, I'm so sorry I did that. I was like, it's not. Why? Because you're the most successful? You apologize? Fuck off.
I thought the movie was slow. It's not for me. Kind of corny. I don't know. I watching it and I never got fully invested.
Okay.
So I rewatched it for this podcast literally today. I still could not get invested.
All right.
Even when not Ray Liotta, James Earl Jones gives a speech about baseball towards the
Oh,
end.
it's so poetic. I love it.
I stopped and I listened. Like I said, his voice will tune me in.
Of course.
And then he stops and Kevin Costner talks. And I'm like, oh, all right. Why not me? Why not me though? I want to go. Bull Durham.
Take me to hell. I mean, you don't know where they're going.
I'm not a big Kevin Costner fan. I don't think he's the worst actor. I just think he's overrated. I don't think he's the greatest actor of all time. Dances with Wolves sucks. Field of Dreams is overrated. I have a lot of unpopular movie opinions. Danny just follows the crowd, as we noticed. Is that whatever the
I gotta
crowd
tell
is?
you, you couldn't be more wrong about this.
I am
if
right.
you say the poetic speech that James Earl Jones does,
I said that speech
that
was amazing.
stops ghosts in their tracks and look at him as he
One
speaks.
speech makes a great movie.
The
one
whole
speech makes
the
a great
whole movie where he builds a cornfield. They can't do it. The wife goes, spend all their. When I found out it was her savings, by the way, I was
They
like,
say that a few times.
damn, this girl is she's ride or die. That's why it's
She
right
is.
here.
That's why I said
He's building
I
lights
like her.
for night games with no ball players
she's
yet.
my favorite character in that movie.
She's so good. And then she stands up during City Hall. Your husband's crazy.
I love that scene.
So good. I love
Notice
it.
the scenes I love. Kevin Costner isn't the part I love in him.
I love Kevin Costner. He plays
He plays the
big
boring
roles in
person.
small parts. God, I think he's so good. I'm so surprised you don't like him in this.
He's so good at Bull Durham. I'm not a Costner fan. I am admitting he is so good at Bull Durham.
I'll say a couple scenes I really like in Field of Dreams. I like that other people can't see the ghosts. I like Terrence Mann as James Earl Jones when he comes in with the gun in his pocket. He's like, "That's not a gun."
I will say that was funny.
James Earl
He's
Jones
like,
pulls out
yeah,
like a bar, like maybe a crowbar. He's like,
he's
"I'm
ready.
gonna beat you with this crowbar. You're a pacifist. You're a He's like, "Damn, you're right." He slows it down. I love it. And then when he ditches James Earl Jones, it said he did enough. The guy did enough, and he starts leaving. He goes, "Moonlight Ram," and he goes, "You did see it." All of it is.
That's James Earl Jones carrying that scene.
All of it is fantastic. You have a hatred for Kevin Costner. I feel like he did something to you.
No, I have a
younger?
hatred for Dennis Quaid, and he's in The Rookie. We'll talk about it.
We'll get there next.
Yeah.
I want to say this about Field of Dreams real quick. Shoeless Jackson, the White Sox, 8 Men Out is a real movie about that circumstance where one guy took a dive and they thought everyone else took a dive and they all got banned from baseball. And
a lot of people got paid to lose the game.
But not all of them.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was never proven. He said he never did take a dive.
Never took an error.
He
never did any
batted
problems.
really great.
Yeah.
He never had an error, but he still got suspended from baseball. I did not know that until that movie. I will give that movie credit for that. I will not give Kevin Costner credit.
By the way, Ray Liotta as Shoeless Joe Jackson still seemed like a very tough guy. I don't think he turns
around at one point like, "Don't shoot him, Ray. Jesus, wrong movie."
Take a baseball bat. Pesci. He's like, "What's your dream?" He's like, "I just wanted to take a picture and I want to wink at him." You know, I knew something he didn't, so I wanted to wink at him. And I started laughing. And then at the end, when he does that, the guy tries to knock his head off with a fastball. It made me laugh so hard because he's just like, "Yeah, I want to show him something." He's like, "What'd you do that for?" And he goes, "He winked at me." He's like, "Don't wink at him, kid. Don't do that. That's a bad idea." And it made me laugh so hard because he'd eat dirt. He's just always like, "I always wanted to do that." He did it. He's like, "Oh, it's a bad idea the whole time. I never knew." I loved it. I think the movie's great. Him coming back to save his daughter who took on a hot dog because her brother was like, "There's nobody here." And she's just
That was another thing.
Drop
He's
him off.
very calm for someone who pushed his daughter off bleachers.
Seems crazy. Like through
And
my
then he's like, "Oh, go get a beer now. Fuck off. You pushed my daughter off bleachers and caused her to almost die and have to have a ghost come save him?" Which, by the way, the ghost is great. Fantastic. Still not.
And then all of the people walking through, he's like, "Oh my God, you can't go back." And he walks past all the other players. He walks the cornfield. He's like, "It's all right. I had my thing." And he walked past everybody. They're like, "Hey man, good job, Doc." All the ghosts congratulated him. And then he left. I loved it. That movie's fantastic. And
I like the story. I get the story. I like
Terrence Mann,
and
James Earl
we
Jones,
haven't.
fantastic.
I get it. It's a father-son relationship type thing.
Can you read the comment out loud? Who said it?
I would, but no.
All right. I asked, and he answered.
Maybe
Not
that's
my fault. It's
why
his fault.
I don't give two fucks much about a father-son relationship.
Mm.
As we've learned a lot about this.
You want to
I
have a
like the movie though. I liked the movie. I'm not saying I hated the movie. It's a good movie. I'm saying overrated baseball movie. Okay. I'm watching Moneyball. I'm watching Bull Durham more.
Do me a favor, real quick.
Maybe I'm not watching Fever Pitch. Maybe that was an exaggeration, but as I heard it said out loud, like, maybe I'm not watching.
I thought I'm forcing this argument more than I should. Give me a movie that you think is better than Field of Dreams that we haven't talked about yet. If you have one, maybe not. We talked about a couple. Is there one that you're like, "Oh, this one's really good, and I think it's better than that"?
You know what? I'll watch Major League before I watch Field of Dreams.
Major League's fantastic.
But I've mentioned it a lot of times. I love comedies.
It's fantastic. Corbin Benson, Wesley Snipes, Charlie Sheen at his Charlie Sheeniest as Wild Thing. So much fun. That movie's just awesome.
I love that they subtitled in the Asian singing it. Like they needed to.
Like we get it.
Right?
We understand.
He's singing it. That is subtitled. Makes everything groovy.
Plus you have the actor from the Allstate commercials with the voice that sounds like butter, playing a guy that believes in Jobu, who takes the curses off the bats And the guy goes, "Hey man, I'm Christian." Corbin Benson's character.
Yeah, we've talked about this scene a lot over the weekend.
I love it.
It's yours and my favorite.
You don't. He's like, Joe Boo makes it so I can't miss curveballs. And he goes, "You think Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?"
Maybe you need to find Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. He's like, I like Jesus, but he makes it so I can't hit curveball. You saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? He gets offended. I laugh hard at that. I also, Wesley Snipes in this movie, I forgot about.
Willie Mays Hayes.
And
So much fun.
I love, he wakes up right on the side of the field in his bed. Did I get cut already? And then you see two guys doing a race, sprinting to a 40-yard dash, I don't know fuck. And then also you see Wesley Snipes slowly passing him in his PJs. And they go, we got to sign this guy.
He's fast.
He can't hit. I love his batting stance. Does like a little shimmy. I'm like, damn, that batting stance would be amazing on a real baseball player. I do like that movie. Like I said, I'm watching that over Field of Dreams. But
That's your preference, more of a comedy guy. If there's a quote or line in one of these movies we're talking about, please comment below and we will react. Don't forget about this because I'm seeing a lot of comments. I love it. But I don't want to forget comments, man. Me and him are drinking beer, doing shots, talking about our favorite scenes, but we might forget them. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. We already talked about Sandlot.
Got him.
Angels in the Outfield, great movie.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Christopher Lloyd,
Donald Glover.
That's not a bad roster, to be honest. I want to talk.
There's Angels in the Outfield.
I want to talk a little bit more about Major League. They made a lot of sequels. The first two were not bad.
They also made a lot of sequels of Sandlot. If you didn't know that.
There's one on Disney Plus right now. If you have kids, put it on. You leave the room and do something else.
You know what? Don't put it on if you have kids. Make them watch something good, like the original Sandlot, repeatedly.
Or Whiskey Cinema.
Yeah. How you doing, kids?
Oh, don't be that way. Willie Mays Hayes, who hangs up a pair of gloves every time he steals a base. He's super fast, but not a great baseball player. And the triangles that are cut in the back of the hair for your thing, for Charlie Sheen, Wild Thing. My brother was part of a kind of like a charity baseball league for like a company he worked for.
Was he good?
He was fucking.
Yeah, he wasn't good, was he?
He was really good.
You heard me. I don't know what brother it is, but if it's Brandon, I read your comments.
It is Brandon.
He just finished Field of Dreams.
But my man right here. I love
blame him.
I like my Brandons.
Yeah, well, they still hate you.
Frazier. I don't know if they spell the same.
No.
But he would pitch his Wild Thing. He cut the hair in his back of his head. I did the same thing in support for his games, and they would play the Wild Thing theme as he went to the mound.
Yep.
I think it was for like an Outback or like a Fridays kind of like team. And then some other team that beat him, they brought in a ringer. A guy that wasn't part of the company. I was like, how serious is this, guys? I mean, come on, take it easy.
So MLB did a poll or something, asked a bunch of baseball players what their favorite baseball movie is. A lot of them said Major League.
Major League's fantastic, and it does a lot of the true stuff.
Yeah.
The pink slip hanging in the locker, we have to go talk to the coach and see if you're cut or not. And the guy does it as a joke, and he fucking flips out. Oh my god! Because getting cut or traded in baseball is like practicing. It happens all the time. You have no idea. I mean, you could just get traded. Moneyball, they do it all the time. He goes, "Hey man, we're just doing what's best for the team right now. You're not a bad player. Here's a number of a guy that'll handle your traveling."
Right. And then what about Billy Bean in the movie does not get close. Like he said, I don't get close to the players.
Smart.
And it's because they're business. It's a business thing. You get close to a friend, you're like, well, you know, I got to send Eames off to, because I'm closer to him.
To the cat pound, because all the dogs are dead.
I got to send you off to Texas. You know, man, we've been through a lot. Remember, my wife Susan just made fucking mean chili verde when we drink beers. You can't do that. You can't send your friend.
Mm-mm.
You can't do so. I like that part.
They mock it in that, like, hey man. He's like, all right, so you tell me you're firing me. I'm gonna have to cut you. I just bought a house here. I should roll my kid in school. And he's like, well, you don't want to take your kid out of school. And he's just like, just do it quick, man. He's like, you want a bullet to the head or do you want a fire to the chest and bleed out? He's like, those are my two options. But it's true. These guys, it's part of life in baseball. There's trades all the time. They're moving to different teams. When you're crushing it, that might mean you get traded anyways because you're more valuable to trade right now.
Yeah.
It's harder and it moves quicker.
In Moneyball, again, they traded a rookie who was and did in real life turn out to be an all-star.
Yep.
They traded him just so they could get someone else on the field because it was statistics. Like, you want to trade what's hot, that's baseball. And yeah, I didn't like that they made fun of it. I'm not looking at my page, also, don't ever apologize for being late to watching us. At least you should.
Who is it? Give me a shout out. Give them their names.
Amanda.
Cheers to Amanda.
Cheers to Amanda.
You know what?
At least
late to the party, but the party's still here now that you're here.
Right? Isn't it a thing, fashionably late? I never got invited anywhere, so I was always never there.
You know what? My dad was always fashionably late picking me up.
Yeah, he was hoping you'd leave.
He's like, you're still here. It's 3 a.m. It's too far to
I'm
walk.
just waiting for you. I still love you, Dad. Please leave.
Still there, Dad.
Just, isn't that the worst?
I want to talk about one that I had not watched prior to this podcast.
Summer Catch.
No.
Freddie Prinze Jr., I assume.
Oh,
baby.
all of you who dodged. We were talking about one of the head or five to the chest. You moved someone you don't like in front of you for this. Is it good? How do you feel about it?
No, it sucks ass. Did you not hear me say Freddie Prinze Jr.? I think this
He's
movie
only good in Star Wars animated series.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. That's so funny.
No, I tried to make you watch it as a punishment because you're a bitch.
Brandon did beat me in we're guessing Danny DeVito's age, and I did get it wrong. He was almost to make me drink a hot dog for the.
My producer refused to be around that.
For the baseball podcast. He's like, I don't want everyone to eat it. He's like, he'll just slurp it. She's like, absolutely not.
That's right. I'm gonna put all the accoutrement in it. Are you gonna have sauerkraut and onions?
I've got an umbrella in my
right.
hot dog spoon.
You're gonna have ketchup,
How much
mustard.
sauerkraut? I'll say when.
Say we.
But she wasn't about it. But me and Brandon have you wrangled in every once in a while, like Nuke in
That's right.
Bull Durham.
I own my Ford Focus right outside. It has a dent inside of it.
Man, he hit the shit out of that one, didn't he? He gets a free steak. You told him the pitch, didn't you? I told him the pitch. Listen to me. When you speak of me, speak well.
I forgot how much I like Susan Sarandon, by the way.
She's so good. And they started dating on the set of that. Tim Robbins married Susan Sarandon, and Kevin Costner knew about it, but kept it under wraps for his two buddies.
So he fucked her.
No, he said, Kevin Costner's a great man, despite what my co-host thinks. Kevin Costner's a great actor. Don't listen to Brandon. He's very charismatic. Don't fall into the
saying he's a great actor.
All
right, we'll say he's a great actor.
I'm just saying.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Oh, by the way, I don't fly into furies. I'm a pretty calm guy. I mentioned Kevin Costner to my buddy Corey, and he goes, Kevin Costner? I go, yeah. He goes, I don't know who that is. And I go, all right.
Smart man, don't look him up.
You know what he said? He goes, oh, the guy from Guardian. And I go, you know what?
Guardian.
I don't know how I can explain this murder sentence to my wife through a sheet of glass, me wearing orange, but if I say that, she'll understand. He's done a lot more than an Ashton Kutcher movie.
I watched Field of Dreams.
Love that
No,
movie.
not Field of I watched Bull Durham, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, Kevin Costner's amazing in this movie.
What hand you punch me with? Your pitching arm or the other arm?
That's right. I love that.
All of it's great.
I knew exactly what he was saying there. I was like, he doesn't want to punch him with his throwing arm.
Smart. Hey, Brills goes in the front, big guy.
I watched Bull Durham. I'm like, this dude, he's amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
I watched it. I didn't like him as much Field of Dreams at all. Not even close.
Fair enough. That's fair. I'm not mad at you for it.
Why do I hate this guy so much? Is it just Dancing with Wolves? Because that movie's
just overrated.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a horrible actor. I'm not saying he's a shit piece of dog crap actor.
I would say
overrated.
For Kevin Costner, maybe we'll do a Kevin Costner episode because I think we really see how upset you get. I would like to do a bunch of all the movies I think he really shines in. If you guys want to see a great
we'll talk about Bull Durham for an hour.
Is that what they're saying?
The only movie he shines in is what I'm saying.
Whatever. Oh, For the Love of the Game. For the Love of the Game with Kelly Preston, who passed away this week. Rest in peace, Kelly Preston, who is John Travolta's wife.
That's right.
In this movie, an aging baseball player. He's a pitcher. Everyone thinks he's kind of done. He's pitching.
It's almost like he did that already. He's a catcher. He's almost done.
You know he's a pitcher in this, but do you know who plays a catcher? John C. Reilly.
Who's the coolest person in this movie?
He's pretty good. J.K. Simmons plays the coach.
Yep.
J.K. Simmons is amazing. I love J.K. Simmons. We'll do a recommendation of the week after this in a little bit. If you have one, think on one for a second.
Oh, I can think of one.
My man.
Fever Pitch.
My man. No. I like this movie a lot. I think it's really good. It's more of a rom-com than a baseball movie, but it's surrounding baseball. This guy's an aging pitcher, and she helps his career, and he kind of doesn't like her for it. He tries really hard to get over problems. It's an injury. She helps him, but he's like, you're not a full person. I don't know if I can marry you. Doesn't appreciate her. And then when he's without her, can't live without her. And through this whole thing, he's pitching a perfect game, which is so rare. With how many baseball games there are in a year, times that by 150 years, there's been like 200 perfect games. It's amazing, the amount.
Did you Google that before you started the podcast?
Why are you always negating me? Do you think I'm cute? I'm trying to lower my self-esteem?
No, I think that's wrong.
Probably is. But they don't know.
I think the number's a lot lower.
Lower than 200?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's maybe not a lot, but they've started coming more and more.
You guys Google it. Let us know it's closer.
They weren't as common.
If Brandon's right or wrong, he'll drink a hot dog
That
next
was
podcast.
Big deal for that movie. Like, you're throwing a perfect game then, it's a bigger deal than it is now.
Let me tell you this real quick. Mother's Day is going up. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what to get my mom for Mother's Day, as we all do. My brother, Brandon, who's commenting on here, big baseball fan, takes my mom to a Giants game. And he watches the Giants. I can't remember his nickname. Long hair. Lincecum?
Oh, yeah.
Pitch
Yeah,
a perfect game.
Yeah.
He brought my mom to that baseball game. My mom's probably been to like 10 baseball games her whole life.
That's a great baseball game to go to.
She used, in Little League, she had to sit in the car because she'd yell so much. The uncle would turn around and be like, hey, I'm trying my best.
He went to the Angels. The Angels affiliate AAA team is the Bees. And he got sent down to AAA. So we came here to Utah.
Dude, Utah.
I missed it.
But can you imagine trying to compete with somebody and they give you the gift of watching a perfect game? Something
That
in
would be
history.
great.
It's like watching a Muhammad Ali fight where he beats Foreman. It's amazing. And I always think, like, when I was watching the perfect game, I was like, oh, they're so rare. And I was like, he'll always have this over me.
He will. Well, we already know he's a better human being.
If you guys feel like watching a great rom-com baseball
23
movie,
perfect games in 150 years.
no way.
Yeah,
It's
I
that
told you.
low?
It's more common
Wow.
now. Back when that movie was filmed,
Wow.
I think it's been about. It's been not a buck ton.
Who said that? Who's
Comparatively
23?
speaking, I don't know. Someone who probably loves this movie.
Sure.
Perfect game.
No names, huh?
No names for him.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say. It says anonymous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you keep looking like
No
that?
hitter is different than a perfect game, by the way. I did know that.
It was a perfect game or a no hitter in that movie. I love the game.
I remember people who probably love that movie are dumb.
I love that movie. I think it's really good.
I don't love it. It's all right.
It's a rom-com. It's got great actors in it. John C. Reilly was newer to the sport. J.K. Simmons, just like before, Philip Seymour Hoffman, not used to their potential, but still a good movie. Is it my favorite? No, not even my top 5. Still a great. Kevin Costner in your top 10. Everyone has 3 of his movies. I would say Kevin Costner, despite your hatred, is the
top
king,
10 baseball movies.
the
Jesus
king
Christ.
of baseball movies is Kevin Costner. Who's better than him?
Easy. James Earl Jones.
That is close. I was close to saying Daniel Jones. I like him a lot too. Sandlot, Field of Dreams. You don't like Field of Dreams.
I didn't hate it. I said I didn't hate it. I didn't love Kevin Costner in the movie.
Okay.
He was probably my least favorite character. I loved his wife. I thought she was great. I loved James Earl Jones.
So
I thought
good.
he was great. I even loved Ray Liotta. Kevin Costner brought the movie down for me. I thought the movie was a little overrated.
Let me tell you something about Field of Dreams.
No angels in the outfield.
All the ghosts that show up say, "Hey man, is this heaven?" And he replies, "What's his reply? Do you remember?"
No, or I wouldn't be there. Because I would go to hell with my shitty acting.
No, that's not what he says. Kevin Costner says, "No, this is Iowa," and they start hanging out and talking and different stuff. But at the end, he goes, "Man," he goes, "Well, does heaven exist?" He's like, "Yeah, whatever you want, whatever you wish happens." He goes, "Oh, maybe this is heaven then, because I'm getting to play catch with my dead dad, watching people play baseball that I've loved." But that's what baseball is to some people. Susan Sarandon, it's religion.
Yep.
Baseball's amazing.
Baseball is. I've gone to Arizona very recently, actually, right before the coronavirus started really hitting and shut everything down.
Sure.
I went and watched an Angels game. Angels versus someone else. I don't remember.
I think they were versus the Were Crocodiles.
And that was just spring training.
The Were Dials.
And it was packed. It was fun. The atmosphere is still great, just in a spring training game. Baseball fans are dedicated. If only they could be dedicated to a way better sport. I don't know. It's like football.
Wow, tough. Which one of these can I have out of these two?
I don't care. Whatever
Let's do
one
it
you
here.
have. I ran out of beer, so there's a mic starter.
That's okay. You know what? I had a big beer here, and I was going to bring it on the podcast. They don't sponsor us yet. Tech Nine.
You know what? I don't care. Big Wave Golden Nail. Boom. Shout
I
out.
want to talk about this one as a recent one. We talked a lot about older baseball movies. Cobb's great one. You have one with John Goodman where he plays Babe Ruth, which I also like. The biopics.
That was a line in Field of Dreams that I liked. We invited Ty Cobb, but we didn't want him to come, so we told him to shove it.
We didn't like him in life, so we told him to
that's
stick
what
it.
And I thought that was a funny-ass line.
A big
I like
favorite
that
of Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was
You're
essentially a big fan of Ty Cobb.
Yeah, you said favorite.
A big favorite Ty Cobb. Essentially because he was a sociopath that was good at baseball and business. He sharpened his cleats on the dugout to psych out the opposition. He said every baseball player that's serious should learn to bat right-handed because it's 3 steps closer to first base. Can't argue. You do get a leg up if you're right-handed. I love it. Him as a baseball player is fantastic. He psyched players out, but also he was a mean cuss.
He was.
He didn't talk to his best friend for 4 months because he knew in 4 months and a week they had a baseball game. So he psyched that guy out and fucked with him so he would have a little bit of an edge.
I should take that advice and not talk to my friend, Danny Holdsworth.
Hey, I'm a friend. You guys, timestamp?
I say that
producer,
for the
timestamp.
podcast because it's better than
Timestamp?
talk to my acquaintance.
You're like, I meant DeVito.
Danny DeVito. I wish I was friends with Danny DeVito. Don't even tease me.
I wouldn't do it.
You are not Danny DeVito.
I wish.
I wish too.
I mean, he's got a great life.
I wish you were any other Danny.
Anyways, I started blasting. I was going to say, John Goodman had played Babe Ruth. The movie's kind of hokey. John Goodman is always amazing whatever he does. I'm a big fan of John Goodman.
John Goodman's great.
Ty Cobb, Tommy Lee Jones plays him. He plays him as a racist, which is true. I mean, he's a very aggressive guy, and stories went through that he's beating up groundskeepers. He's a racist guy. Recently, it's come out that an autobiographer was a liar, and he made up stories that were salacious to sell books. He's come out saying Willie Mays is the best player and the only player I'd pay to go watch baseball at a stadium. Jackie Robinson, he goes, I think if any man's respectful and good at baseball, he's a friend of mine, white or black, on and off the field. You just have to be respectful. And he said that later in life. Did he change later in life? Maybe. But he also invested in Coca-Cola right at the beginning. So that dude's
genius.
I'm just saying, this guy.
Speaking of Jackie Robinson, let's jump into 42.
I love it. Chad Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick. What a crazy
And
name.
Harrison Ford.
I almost said Jones.
You know what? I ain't even mad. Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones in this movie, guys.
42 is amazing. Also, Alan Tudyk plays the guy from Boston with the red hair guy. If you don't know him, he's from Firefly, and he's also from A Knight's Tale. I break and turn in pain. Lots of pain. That guy, the red hair guy from A Knight's Tale.
That is a really good movie based on Jackie Robinson as live. You don't know. He's such an iconic player. This is one of the first black players, African American players.
He's the first.
That's right. I did say one of the first, didn't I?
You did.
He is the first African American player to actually play in the big leagues of baseball.
Hard, yeah.
Not only that, he was great. They have Jackie Robinson Day, which was somewhat recently. I don't remember the exact day.
April 17th, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's somewhere around there. Maybe April 24th.
Cool it for me. Daniel Bakley.
Yeah, Bakley, hook us up. Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon
also,
Burnett.
good job at almost watching a perfect game. Almost.
Oh.
Hamill's almost.
Hey,
got
that's why it's magical. You can get real close and they can fuck it up. There was another
Yeah.
perfect game for the Giants in fucking 2017, and a guy dropped a fly ball. But that's part of it. That's part of it. I love 42. 42 is an amazing film to me. I remember watching it super late at night, and I had to do something at like 6 in the morning, and I started at 12, just something to go to sleep to. And I watched it the whole way through. And the next day, they're like, "Why are you so tired?" And I was like, "Because I watched a great movie."
That is a really good movie.
Chad does a great job. If you guys don't know that name, Bozeman. Black Panther. 12 Bridges, I think, was another one that he just
April
did.
15th. Thank you,
Oh, I was
viewers.
off. Thanks so much.
I won't say who it was.
Vaguely.
There's so many people who are just commenting it.
Loved the movie. I loved Harrison Ford. He's like, well, why are you hiring me? He's like, 'cause I want wins. He's like, well, what about me being? He's like, I don't care about that. I'm an owner, man.
Yep.
You want to talk about something I care about? I want to win, which is funny. Does that make him not a racist? I don't know, maybe, but also he's a businessman first. He wants victory first. And not only was Jackie Robinson the first baseball player, but like you said, a great baseball player, famous from stealing from third to home on a bad pitch. I love Jackie Robinson. Great bat, great glove, such a fantastic player. And then Chadwick Boseman plays a guy that has to deal with all the bullshit of breaking barriers so well, breaking a bat in the dugout before he comes out in the tunnel. So fantastic. Alan Tudyk, by the way, plays a great. I mentioned him only because he says a lot of racial shit to him while he's hitting. And he's like, if he can't take some John, he's not ready for the big leagues. In Boston, by the way, didn't hire a black guy for like 30 years after that. Because that's how racist Boston was.
Boston still is, probably.
And they're like, no, the Great Bambino curse. We sold him for a play. Like, also, hire whoever's best. You might do better.
That's right. That's right. That's how I feel. If someone's better at something, obviously they're the most qualified. Pick them.
That's how I feel.
If he's better at hitting home runs, I want him on my team. If he's better at stealing, that's what I need, some steals in my game. Pick him.
Be my man. Be Harrison Ford. You
Be
want wins?
Jones.
Be Billy Bean. Be Brad Pitt.
That rip on
He's such a good hitter. Why isn't he getting hits?
That's right. That on-base percentage is everything.
It's true. He's like, I don't need you to hit. I need you to get on base. If the walk's a walk, you take it.
Greatest trash talker in baseball movies.
Ooh, greatest trash talker? Ooh. Go ahead. I need a minute.
It's the catcher from Sandlot. Is that your sister out there? Is she naked? You think she'll go out with me?
God damn, he's good.
I love that.
You know what it is? It's catchers again. Even Sandlot, the best character.
It is true.
Catchers are the best in things. Gina Davis is a catcher. Everybody is the best. You're like, Tom Hanks is the best. I mean, well, maybe.
I know I like All the Way May, too.
Fantastic.
But I ain't mad if you say Gina Davis, to be honest.
No, she crushed it.
There's not a character I don't like in that movie.
That's so funny. Best trash talker? I'm going to agree with you. I think the redhead in Sandlot, he's so funny. I think there's Patrick in real life. God, that guy's really awesome. He crushed it. That was so funny. You hit like a girl. We all say it, and they go,
right when he's yelling at the other kid, fart sniffer, scab eater. So you hit like a girl.
Mule, nag. I mean,
plus, he came up with the most iconic line of the movie, and of a lot of movies, one of the most iconic ever.
If you build it. Oh, I think you say if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Ease his pain.
Someone needed to ease my pain.
Who's the catcher in Field of Dreams? His dad. I mean, I'm just saying, guys. I always find.
And you know what he did? He left. Like all dads do, right? Right?
They'll come back one day. Come on, that's right. High five. They can't play catch.
Dealer.
I love that movie. 42 is fantastic. I love New Age baseball movies. 61, which I like a lot. They have a lot of biopics. It's hard to not get into all of them. 8 Men Out, like we talked about before, which is people like Shoeless Joe Jackson. I think Charlie Sheen is also in that one. You got a lot of actors in that one. But true stories for baseball are amazing. There's also one called The Bastards of Baseball with Kurt Russell on Netflix now, which is his dad is a baseball owner in the minor leagues, and essentially he's like Bad News Bears. He grabs all the players no one wants, gets on a baseball team, and they become the best baseball team. Winner kind of goes in the major leagues, like that Will Ferrell movie, Semi-Pro. Like if you're in the minors and you win, you get to go in the majors.
Shout out to him. That's his favorite movie. Nope. That's his favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Fair enough. And it's a great movie.
High five to you too, buddy. I gave you a high five.
It's a amazing true story, and essentially what they do is They're such a piece of shit team, kind of like how the Mighty Ducks were, where they're like, man, these guys are really good.
The Mighty Ducks were great, not pieces of shit.
Just
Hockey movies next.
What's on my side?
I'll never be on your side when you're wrong all the time.
Hey, 4 beers deep, I don't blame you. 5 beers deep, you tune in an hour after this. Bonus features.
Plus, I am missing my baseball draft right now. I'm about 10 beers in.
That's true.
So I can realize how shitty my team is.
He's on a fantasy baseball draft right now.
Right, I'm talking about baseball.
That he is not doing for this podcast to show his love.
And yet, I'll still win. Like, God, they suck. If I can't even draft my team because I'm too busy entertaining the world.
Not the world, our whiskey warriors out here.
Whiskey
Warriors. Cinema Whiskey Warriors. We appreciate it so much that you guys are tuning in. So much so that Brand does not mind that he's drafting
I don't mind.
5 catchers.
It's an auction draft, and you know what? I don't know who I'm drafting. I see the notification every now, pop on my phone, like, your turn. I'm like, who am I drafting this time? I did get to do one of my drafts a little.
Sure.
But whatever. I don't care. This podcast is worth missing everything.
You fans are worth everything. Is there any other movies you're thinking of right now?
Yes, we had a request from our producer who works so hard at doing this, so obviously I have to watch and talk about
Chicken
this
Little.
movie.
So voiced by Zach Braff.
Though.
Oh, didn't know.
Everyone's Hero. That's right. Directed by Christopher Reeves.
No one's heard of it.
Played Superman.
I've heard of Christopher Reeves. No one's heard of everyone's. You know what everyone's hero is?
No one's ever heard of everyone's
Superman
hero.
Is the person everyone's
It's got Rob Reiner, Whoopi Goldberg, William H. Macy. There was a few other names that I knew.
love William H. Macy.
It's a cute movie.
Okay.
A little too cute. I fell asleep.
I was about to have you gauge it. 1 to 10. Top shelf to beer in a can, but
It's not beer in a can,
but
if you want to make your young kids watch this,
sure.
or any fan of animated movies, let them. They might enjoy it. I do like animated movies, but it was too cute for me. It's a talking baseball,
Fair enough.
baseball bat, and a kid who can hear him. He's the only one who can hear him. The bat is Babe Ruth's bat. It gets stolen. This kid sees who steals it, a security guard. But
Sounds
it's
like Mike, kind of, a little Bow Wow.
A little bit.
Like a magical.
Good. He doesn't hit, so his dad works for the Yankees. He's a stadium guard, or maybe it's someone who works with the groundskeeper, something. But he lets him come into work. His son brings him dinner. He's like, "Oh, let me show you everything." He shows him all these lockers. This is Murder's Row Yankees, one of the greatest baseball teams of all time.
Sure.
But they only won 9 games in a row, and that's their highest winning streak. They did it in 20.
They certainly did.
He sees a security card and realizes later that's a pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, who are desperate to beat the Yankees. And he's still in the baseball bat. His Babe Ruth's lucky baseball bat. So this kid goes on a mission to find this guy, get the baseball bat back, and return it to Babe Ruth. And yeah, somehow he finds a ball under a car that talks, and a baseball bat that talks, and it's Babe Ruth. But I'm just like, this is over the top, too cute for me.
Let me just say this. I love our producer. Jordy works really hard. She crushes it. We had technical difficulties earlier today, and she handled it no problem.
She did.
Her love of animated films is tainting this podcast.
Her love of animated nothing she does taints this podcast. She works too hard for it.
I'm just saying. I brought up Chicken Little as a joke. I feel like you re-endorsed
Draft Arenado? Way past that. I had the first pick, by the way. I picked Yelich. Anybody's got a problem with that? Actually, my wife picked Yelich. Our producer picked Yelich for me. She chose choosing between Acuna Jr. and Yelich. Yeah, he's gone. It's a keepers league too, in one of them. I'm missing it.
Did you see The Natural? Are you a Natural fan? Are you
Natural.
as much as you can?
Natural.
Robert Redford, Bleeding from the Side, The Lightning Bat.
Not bad.
The beautiful music. Essentially most baseball
Yes,
stories.
we do love Jordan Rich.
Mostly the stories are surprisingly.
Whiskey Cinema is commenting now.
I feel like your producer's handling
Jordan
our
needs a raise.
You don't need to read and she's doing fine.
Jordan needs a raise. Listen, I would like to get money in to give you a raise.
I wish, but you know what? Jordan, can you sit down right here? You know, it's part of the organization. You can talk to Travis, he does the traveling, he's gonna have all the information.
We could have traded, we fucked up something.
You got traded the Joe Rogan podcast. You make a lot more money.
You are Mr. 3000. Mr. 3000.
Oh God, Mr. 3000.
Bernie Mac.
Benchwarmers, John
What is
Heaton,
it?
David Spade, Rob Schneider.
That's not a good cast.
John
they don't
Lovitz.
make great movies.
They made sequels.
Mr. 3000 and
Rough movies.
No.
We might talk about comedy baseball movies. And since Major League is a baseball movie, we'll leave it out, despite it being very funny.
It is a very fun movie.
Joe Boo thinks so. I gotta go talk about The Natural. If you guys haven't seen The Natural, you've seen it spoofed. It's like people that haven't seen Star Wars and I Am Your Father, or scenes like that are forever ingrained in your soul. When the music comes up and the guy asks him if he wants to quit, he has a bat that the batting boy made out of a tree that was struck by lightning, and he hits it, and the music comes up. That's
sounds
iconic.
like Babe Ruth's lucky bat.
I mean, I don't want to talk about anime movie. I don't know. They probably still.
That's a real thing. Babe Ruth did have a lucky bat.
They all have lucky bats.
I just say, like,
superstitions in baseball is
like crazy. There's so many unwritten rules and superstitions in baseball.
In League of Their Own, she doesn't change her socks because she thinks that they're lucky.
To be fair, you know what? I had a friend once who had to stay in the kitchen because the Niners kept scoring.
Well, that was my dad.
I know.
My dad would not let me leave the kitchen because the Niners were winning.
And you know what? Smartest person ever. I won't wear a jersey if someone loses. If my team loses in that jersey, other than like baseball, which is 180 games, you know that's the problem with baseball. Watching Moneyball, they're like, I'm 60 games into the season. The season just started. I'm like, fuck off! You're 60 seasons in, or 60 games in, and the season just started.
Mm-hmm.
It's too long. But anyway, what are you saying? Natural. Robert Redford, lightning struck tree.
It's iconic. It's iconic for baseball. It's iconic for a scene. Father-son playing catch. For some reason, baseball is emphasized by playing catch with a loved one. I don't know what it is. You're playing catch. It is my mom. It is my brother. Just part of it. Your dad. Most people. My dad.
I do this myself. I threw the ball.
Man, my dad was already drinking from Whiskey Cinema. He knew before. He was already prepping. He was pre-gaming for years.
Cheers to your dad, then.
Hey.
Cheers to your dad. Cheers to that anonymous guy earlier who kept commenting stupid things.
I feel like it's someone you don't want to mention. I want to talk about curses in baseball real quick. The Billy Goat curse and the Chicago Cubs. I love this curse. It's so funny. In 1945, a guy brought his favorite goat, Murphy, to all the games. The goat did what goats do. He took a little shit, and it fucked up everyone here, and they demanded he leave. As he left, he said, I don't want the Cubs to win a series for 50 years.
Boom.
65 years later, they won a series.
Very recently that they did. Everybody rooted for him. Our producer actually has friends who named their daughter after the Cubs Stadium, Wrigley.
So funny.
They're big Cubs fans.
They did holy water. There was butchered goats laid on the street to try to curse it or cure it. People walked from 5 states away to there with a pet goat named after Wrigley to try to break the curse. This curse was legit. And I love the curses in baseball. It's so funny. They butcher goats. They hang them outside the stadium. So funny. Never worked. Nothing worked. And then in 2016, congratulations, guys. You did it. Yeah, I wish I could have went back in time and bet some more money on the Cubbies.
I have a buddy who also is one of my fantasy leagues. It's some fantasy football. He's also in my baseball leagues. He's a big Cubbies fan.
Yeah.
So as much as I hate rooting for him to be happy, as I do all my friends, if you're happy, then fuck off. Yeah, I was happy the Cubs won that year. Yeah, I was rooting for them.
I want to talk.
Also, fuck the Dodgers.
I want to talk a little bit. I'm with you. I'm a Giants. We're both Giants.
Dodgers.
Let's talk about Coogan's Bluff curse. This is one that has to do with the Giants.
I thought it was Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan, the director from Tropic Thunder, from the other guys.
Yep.
Love that guy.
That's the one.
The road trip. Before the New York Giants was a team, they moved to San Francisco, as we all know it. Before then, the Coogan's Bluff curse, because he thought that he can get away with this kind of skullduggery that was going on. Went there. The fans cursed the team that you will not get a win ever again as a World Series. Everyone's like, you're upset. Fans get upset.
Oh, we do.
It's part of it.
You should have seen me at the Super Bowl last year.
For 52 years.
Not that bad, though. Not that bad.
Reverse the curse signs. The same deal. Please fix it. We want the Giants to win. And the Giants are a powerhouse now. But it took 52 years.
There was a stretch there every other year. Madison Bumgarner would show up in the World Series and just fucking annihilate. The guy wasn't amazing during the regular season. You put him in the playoffs. You put him in when it matters. Bumgarner, the rodeo king, the guy who can't ride a four-wheeler. He is a boss.
Crushed it.
Tight situations.
Killed it. 52 years later, they got there when they broke the curse.
For the years of the Diamondbacks.
But it's amazing how often these curses are pretty close to correct. No one says this, you'll never win again. They say like 67 years and 14 weeks. Like, it's weird. They get specific. They Price is Right this fucking black voodoo shit they do. They name it to the decimal. So when they did that in 2010, when they got their win, I was in San Francisco because you party wherever you're winning.
That's right.
It was about an hour and a half away from where I used to live in California. They were not in San Francisco. They were away, but I was in San Francisco when they won.
Fuck yeah.
The city lit up.
Absolutely.
It was amazing. We had such a great time. But I didn't realize that the curse was such a big drawback from this team. I was just like, well, whatever. Like, no, we're going to break the curse tonight. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, from your ex-wife? Your ex-wife, like, say all your teams lose? Like, no. Sit down.
I think if you go like 5 years without winning a World Series for some reason, you're like fucking cursed in baseball. Is what
every other year. I mean,
if you're the Yankees every other year, you're fucking cursed. God damn it, we're cursed again. Can't wait till next year.
Yeah, like the Patriots still make the playoffs one year. They're like, I'm switching teams.
Hopefully that's this year. I love sports. And I know baseball is America's pastime.
Love it.
And I don't blame that. Sport's been going on forever. I get why there's curses. Some teams have it. When Boston Red Sox, 2004, they won since 18, 17?
Yeah, no, long time. 1919.
Crazy. That is how long these curses can last. And that is crazy just to hear about all these curses.
I want to say this, too. Curses do exist. Make sure you break any curse you can. And also, hire different ethnicities than white people, Boston. You'll win more.
Whoa, they
took them an extra 40 years.
And then took their statistic judging and then won.
Their money
and
ball.
Then they got Big Pop.
Statistics. Let me analyze this.
That's right.
Where's Jonah Hill? You film a different movie? Okay, my bad. I didn't realize. Let's do this one. Wolf on Wall Street? Good movie.
I'll say it's a good movie. Yeah.
Oh man, look at you. You agree with me? You know what I mean? The podcast, I think right there. Oh god. Do you have any other baseball movies you want to talk about?
We brought up Angels Outfield a little. I will say I actually do enjoy that movie.
Rookie of the Year with Daniel Stern, and you got Gary Busey.
The Rookie with Dennis Quaid. We're going to talk about it a lot here in this episode, but man, Dennis Quaid still sucks.
All right. He's just negative.
Fucking sucks.
Embrace your happiness.
I'll embrace my happiness when I'm done with any Dennis Quaid movie.
I gotta get you some Jubal.
He couldn't make Jake Gyllenhaal look great.
Take it off of your wrist till you drink. I like Rookie of the Year. So much fun. Angels in the Outfield, same way. Justin Gordon-Levitt, we all know and love
a fun
from now.
Movie.
Inception, Looper, fantastic guy.
I'm gonna do this all episode.
Batman.
I'll also block you from Danny's face a little, so you guys are welcome.
I was just, hey, thank you so much, guys, for watching our baseball episode. We love baseball. Baseball's starting up again soon. Tune into baseball. Watch some of these movies we've talked about, recommended. They're all fantastic. And as we both agree, Kevin Costner's the king of baseball. Thank you so much. In the podcast, Jordan.
I can't say no. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you're agreeing? Oh, my God, hold on.
Well, he's done like 80, so.
Yeah, that's great.
He's typecasted.
You're great. We think you're fantastic.
Bye.